Hello, and welcome to Unit 5, Week 4 of our Wonders curriculum. This week, our essential question is, what inventions do you know about? So, as you're reading through the different texts and materials that we will be sharing with you this week, I want you to think about some inventions that you already know about. Are any of those inventions in your house? Do you use them? So think about all those different inventions that already exist, and maybe you might even learn about some new inventions this week that you were unaware of. Next, we have our spelling words. So this week, all of our spelling words have the or sound in them. And we have three different ways to make the or sound. We can put the letters OR together and they say or. We can put O-R-E together and that also makes the or sound. Or we can put O, A, and R together and that also makes the or sound. Our spelling words for this week are born, corn, core, more, roar, soar, and some review words from the previous weeks that are also R control vowels are her, dirt, learn, and we have a sight word here, sure. So these are our words. I want you to practice using those words. You can do rainbow writing, you can do fancy fingers, you can practice spelling these words however you like. You can practice writing them in a sentence so that you become more familiar with writing words that have the or sound in them. Moving on to our sight words, also known as high frequency words. These are words that you have to see and say. We do not want you to sound these out. Our words for this week are began, like I began to read my book. Better, as in I got better at reading because I practiced. Guess, and I can guess how old you are. Learn, like I would like to learn how to ride a bike. Right, as in the book is right over there. Now be careful, this is not the same as the right that starts with the W. This is not using a pen and paper. This is giving directions or telling someone that they're correct. And then we have sure, like, are you sure you're ready to learn how to ride that bike? So, friends, practice learning how to see and say these words. I would write them in sentences, practice reading them on flashcards. Remember, we don't want to sound these out, you just want to see and say. Next, we have our oral vocabulary, and these are just words that we want you to be able to use correctly when you're speaking with someone, when you're using them in a sentence. You do not need to know right now how to spell these words. We just want you to practice using them when you're speaking with someone. So our first word is complicated, and that means that something has a lot of parts and it might be difficult to understand. So think about if you had a puzzle with a lot of pieces, that would be very complicated. Next, we have device. Device is an object that is made to do a certain job. So, like a can opener is a device that was created to open cans. Next, we have improve, and improve means to make something better. We have unusual, which means something is not common or it's something that you don't see a lot. Okay. Next, we have curious. And this means to be interested in something or you want to know more about something. So you're curious, you need some more information. Next, we have imagine. Imagine means that you're thinking of something that hasn't happened yet, or maybe you're thinking of something that's not even real. Okay. So a lot of times people say, oh, use your imagination. They're asking you to think of something that hasn't happened yet or something that is not real. And last, we have idea. An idea is a picture or thought that you have in your mind. So those are your oral vocabulary words. Practice using those when talking to your mom or dad, or if you're doing a video chat with a family member, see if you can use those words while you're speaking with them. Next, we have our grammar. This week, we're going to be looking at prefixes, adjectives that compare, and abbreviations. So a prefix is a group of letters added to the beginning of a word that changes the meaning. So we have right here U and N that says un, and we have kind. We know that kind means that you're being nice and caring and you're being friendly, but un means not. If we put un in front of kind, we get the word unkind. And so that changes the meaning of kind. And now we have unkind, which means that someone is not nice, they're not friendly. So prefixes changes the meaning of a word. Next, we have adjectives that compare. And this is a spiral review for us. We have talked about these before. When we're talking about two things or two people, we add ER to the end of a word. And when we're talking about three or more things or people, we add EST to the end of a word. So if I'm down here, I have our root word or base word is long, and we have longer and longest. So an example I might use using ER would be, let's see. The green snake is longer than the black snake. I only had two things I were talking about, two snakes. And so I added ER to long to make longer. The green snake is longer than the black snake. If I'm talking about three or more things, I want to add EST. So classrooms usually have more than three people. So let's use a classroom as an example. And I might say, Laura has the longest hair in the class. I added EST to long because there's more than three people in my classroom. So Laura has the longest hair in the class. And that is how we use adjectives that compare. And the last thing for grammar will be abbreviations. Abbreviations are just the short version of the word. So it sounds the same and it's read the same, but they're just written out in a short way. So we have Mr. The abbreviation for Mr. is capital MR period. This MR period means the same thing as Mr. It is read the same and it sounds the same when it's looked at in text. Another example we have is street. Instead of writing out the whole word street, we can write capital ST period as the abbreviation for street. It sounds the same. It is read the same. Looks different, but it sounds the same. There are lots of abbreviations that we can talk about, like Mrs. Instead of writing out the whole word Mrs. for Mrs. Johnson, we can just write capital MRS period, Mrs. So this is everything that we're going to be working on this week. Have a great week.